Alright, a wrestling review for Monday Night Raw for episode August 12th, 2013. And, this show, I don't know, it was, I don't know, I'll go through it and I gotta think about it a little more even now before I can say whether or not it was a good show. But my regular laptop that I use, I just want to say this, the battery died in it. To the point, not just the battery, but the adapter took a shit a few days ago too, and now the battery is also shitting out. So I can't, and that's where I got my editing software, so I don't know how much editing I'm going to be able to do on this video. I try to cut out all the rambling and ranting that doesn't make any fucking sense that I have a tendency to do when I just start talking. So I don't know how much I'm going to be able to cut out, but, we'll see. Well, let's get started here. Show opens, Daniel Bryan versus Wade Barrett in a match, a wrestling match, to open the show. It happens sometimes, it does. And then Brad Maddox comes out as a special guest referee, and I'm thinking, what? Of course, the match, the crowd is super behind Daniel Bryan. He hits this nasty-looking suicide dive on Wade Barrett. That looked pretty cool. But the match itself was, not a whole lot going on. Was really all about the story they were trying to start for the evening. Barrett rolls up Daniel Bryan. Maddox hits the quick count. Wade Barrett wins. Daniel Bryan gets pissed off, goes to hit Brad Maddox. Maddox takes off up the ramp. So that's the end of the segment. Match, it wasn't really about the match. It was about, Maddox hosing over Daniel Bryan. It wasn't terrible, It wasn't terrible. It wasn't anything spectacular. So next up we got another wrestling match. 2 wrestling matches in a row? Fuck, man, I can't believe it. Damien Sandow versus Randy Orton. Cody Rhodes is on commentary. Orton got a nice pop when he came out, and the match itself was good. I thought the match was good. I was entertained. Orton, I always say it, man, he's one of those guys where sometimes he just bores the fuck out of me. Other times, he's great in the ring. And tonight, working with Sandow, I have a strong belief that it has a lot to do with who he's working with in the ring. And working with Sandow, he did a good job. I mean, this was an entertaining match. One thing that I did not like was that I heard the phrase Sandow-ized more times in this match than I ever thought I would hear in my life ever. I never thought I would hear that phrase one time. And in this match, I think I heard it 16 or 17 times. I mean, every time they were talking about that stupid fucking briefcase, they kept having to say Sandow-ized. Sandow-ized. Oh my god, it's Sandow-ized. Why don't you just shut the fuck up? It's so stupid. But if you tune that out and just pay attention to the match, it was a pretty good match. And in the end, what happened? Cody Rhodes, he distracted Sandow, of course, and then Orton nailed the RKO for the win. And, I liked the match. Next up was a real quick promo by The Shield backstage, and son of a bitch, man, fucking promo was cool. Especially Dean Ambrose, man. That guy, what? He talks for maybe 30 seconds, and I was just as amped up from his 30-second promo as I was from the whole 20-minute segment between Daniel Bryan and John Cena. His fucking promo was great. Holds up the United States title, say, this is the WWE title to me, and nobody's going to take it. Who's in this battle royal, huh? Nobody. Nobody that's going to beat me. That shit was great, man. Can't beat that. Fucking Dean Ambrose, man. Awesome stuff. And there are other guys in the Shield, Reigns and Rollins. Fucking good stuff, man. They followed that promo up with another promo for Brock Lesnar. It was like a video package they edited together. Because Brock, he can't cut the best promos standing live in front of a camera on a mic. But this package is great. I mean, they really showed Brock Lesnar as being a dominant badass. He's like, what do I have to be jealous of from CM Punk? There's no jealousy here. I'm the NCAA champion. I'm the UFC World Heavyweight Champion. I was the undisputed WWE Champion. And fuck, man, that was just cool, you know. It really put together that Brock Lesnar's beast. And then you follow that up with, you're on a high note here, and then what happens? The fucking Great Khali comes out, and here it comes, fucking nosedive down to this shit. Not just Great Khali, but there was Biggie, Langston, and AJ, and Hornswoggle was out there too, wasn't he? And fuck, man. I looked at my TV and I said, fuck no, and I skipped that shit. Then you get Vince McMahon and Brad Maddox coming out. Well, Vince calls out Brad Maddox to try to sort through what happened at the beginning of the show. It's all Vince trying to stage it to make Brad Maddox the referee for the match at SummerSlam, because Maddox is like, oh, I did such a bad job, I'm sorry, let me make it up to you by being the impartial referee during the SummerSlam match between John Cena and Daniel Bryan. Vince is about to make it happen, make it show number one. That's right. Triple H comes out. Crowds fucking... First of all, they're flipping out, screaming no when Vince is about to make that Brad Maddox the special guest referee. Then Triple H comes out and the crowd fucking explodes for him. And he decides to make himself the special guest referee, puts the fucking pedigree on Brad Maddox, and, you know, the segment was alright, you know, it was. But the problem is, there is so much fucking bullshit being crammed into this match, the WWE title match for SummerSlam, that, you know, it is very obvious that this company has so little faith in Daniel Bryan to be the guy that they think that this match isn't like going to sell the pay-per-view, Daniel Bryan versus John Cena. So they got to be like us, Daniel Bryan versus John Cena. Triple H is the referee. Fucking Vince McMahon's going to come out. Stephanie's going to come out. Fucking Brad Maddox will be there. Fucking Randy Orton's going to be there. He's going to cash in. Linda McMahon. Goddamn Hulk Hogan's going to come out. Fucking Ric Flair will be there. Dixie Carter's going to come out. She's going to fucking fire everybody that's got a broken neck that can't wrestle anymore. Hogan's going to do leg drops on people. Doink the Clown will be there. Hornswoggle will come out as the anonymous GM and throw in another stipulation. You see what I'm getting at? So much fucking garbage is being pushed into this match where I just want to see these guys wrestle. Yeah, it's just a whole lot of shit being shoehorned, crammed in to this pay-per-view match, and it's just going to turn into shit, you know? It's not a wrestling match. It's a fucking sideshow, a circus, a fucking carnival. It's anything but a goddamn wrestling match at this point is what it's going to turn into, and it's very disappointing. Anyway, moving on, we got Kane versus Titus O'Neil in, I don't know what this was, but it wasn't really a fucking wrestling match. Kane, man, I don't know about Kane these days. But, you know, the match was maybe a minute long, if you want to call it a match. It was squash. Kane won. Whatever. The Wyatts come out afterwards. They go to attack Kane, and Bray Wyatt blows out his little LED lantern, and the lights come on, but Kane's nowhere to be found. He's up at the top of the ramp, hits the fire, boom, explodes. Bray's laughing all crazy. This match, I was definitely more interested in it when it was an Inferno match, but now it's like the PG version of an Inferno match, and I am much less interested. Because as great as Bray Wyatt may be, and I've heard a lot of good things about the guy, as far as his in-ring skills go. I haven't seen a whole lot, but I've heard some good things, and I've read some good things. But the problem is, he's going in there against Kane, who lately, he's just been kind of fucking sucking. So, I don't know if it's really going to be that great a match. Doesn't matter how many fucking balls of fire you throw in there. I don't know, man. It's not really doing it for me. Up next, Alberto Del Rio versus Kofi Kingston. The match was alright. Del Rio wound up winning with the cross-arm breaker, and then they followed that up with a promo for Christian, building up the World Heavyweight Championship match. Finally, I thought they would just go the entire fucking, lead into SummerSlam without even having one promo at all for this fucking World Heavyweight title match. Because it's like nobody gives a shit. Nobody's talking about it, as far as the general public goes. And it's like WWE management's like, we don't fucking give a shit either. So how am I supposed to care if WWE isn't trying to make me care? You know what I'm saying? It sucks because it's Christian. I like Christian. And it's World Heavyweight title, so somebody should give a shit. But at least it was a half-ass attempt with this promo. What they did with the Christian video package was alright, but then I think it's just a little too late, and the stuff backstage with Alberto Del Rio speaking Mexican to Christian, I wasn't really feeling that. So it was a half-assed attempt that was way last minute, and still nobody really cares about the World Heavyweight Championship match. And why do they gotta use one more match for Christian? Why do they gotta fucking take what he brings to the table as far as a character goes and cram it into like a 3-word fucking catchphrase? I don't understand. Because that one more match shit wasn't really like super big for Christian anyway. He can definitely be more charismatic than that. But they are forcing him to just go out there and keep spewing this one line over and over again. It sucks. He's never going to get a following with that garbage. It's just not going to happen. Antonio Cesaro and Jack Swagger versus the Usos. The Usos got the win. It was like a roll-up victory. I don't really remember. The match, it started out interesting and fast-paced, then it slowed way down. Lots of submission holds through the middle. But then it picked back up at the end. Nothing too spectacular here. Up next, you got Miz TV. Why the fuck are they still doing Miz TV? I have no idea. But it's Daniel Bryan and John Cena, hyping up their SummerSlam match. People are booing John Cena before his music even starts. He's getting fucking booed. Then, he comes out, they're booing him some more. Music stops, they're fucking booing him some more. And he's like, he's gonna wink to the crowd. He's gonna tip his hat to him. He's like, fuck all y'all. I'm not going anywhere. I'm John Cena, bitches. What a piece of shit. So then Cena's like, there's no issues between me and Daniel Bryan. It's just, I've got the title, Daniel Bryan wants the title, and that's all it's about. And then Miz goes on to say that Cena picked Daniel Bryan because he wants to ride that heat wave. Fuck, ain't that the truth? And that Daniel Bryan's going to be easy to beat. And Daniel Bryan tells Miz to shut up or he's going to punch him in the face. Yeah, fuck. And then Daniel Bryan says that Cena's in it for the glory and the fame, not for the wrestling. Daniel Bryan is all pumped up. He's flipping out. And then he says the line of the night, one of the best quotes I could think of in recent memory. He says that he's wearing the shirt that says the beard is here. It's pointing up to his beard. He says, this shirt is a parody of you, John Cena, because I think you are a parody of a professional wrestler. And that was just fucking amazing. I mean, I was laughing my ass off. I was fucking cheering when he said that. And the rest of the crowd fucking exploded too. It was good stuff, man. I mean, they hit the nail right on the head. And Cena stands there when Daniel Bryan says that. He's like, just go back and watch the fucking episode. Just go back and watch that reaction. Looks like a fucking idiot. I can't stand this guy. And then, at some point along the line, I do believe Cena compared his t-shirts to the American flag. Like they were as important as the American flag, if I heard that right. I don't know. Every time Cena opened his goddamn mouth, I just fucking hated every single word coming out. All the garbage he was spewing. But I'm pretty sure he did that, to which I say, what the fuck is the matter with you? Anyway, then Cena does what he always does. When he gets up against a guy who is even more popular than he is, he breaks out the sick kids, the Make-A-Wish kids, He hides behind all the sick kids. Oh, I do it for the kids. I do it for Make-A-Wish. Because that's the one thing that people aren't going to boo, is the kids. You know, Cena knows that, so he's like fucking shields himself with that to make himself out to be, you know, just fucking Jesus reborn in John Cena. Cena then goes on to say he's buried everybody in the company, and Daniel Bryan's next in line. Paraphrasing here, but that's all I heard come out of his stupid fucking mouth. Then he goes on to say that Daniel Bryan isn't in the same league as guys like Shawn Michaels, The Rock, Triple H. He's right, Daniel Bryan's not in their league, but you know what? John Cena isn't in their league either, so fucking, you know, what a bunch of shit. And he goes on to say that, you know, he's beaten the best. He lists all those names, and he says, you know, these guys, big-time main events, and then you got Daniel Bryan, basically. And he respected these guys, and Daniel Bryan, you gotta earn that respect. Anyway, Daniel Bryan says, you know, that's what it's all about. You don't respect me. And he caps off the promo, goes on for a while, and he says, there's a tradition that he learned in Japan to get a wrestler fired up, to get a wrestler ready to go for a match. That's a walk up, stare him square in the face, and fucking slap him as hard as you can right in the face to get him super pumped for the match. And he really wanted to do it to John Cena, but he didn't. He wasn't going to do it. Because John Cena isn't a wrestler. And he doesn't deserve to be slapped in the face. This shit was great, man. I mean, you can't get much better than that. Cena was like livid after that. You know, he slaps Daniel Bryan, but Daniel Bryan would not hit him back. I loved it. Made Cena out to be a fucking asshole, even though he broke out the kids and all his other usual bullshit that he normally does when he goes up against a guy that's more over than him, like Daniel Bryan is now. And overall, I enjoyed this promo. I mean, it was a good promo. From both guys, yes, even John Cena. And let me explain. I feel like this promo was designed that if you're a John Cena fan, then this promo was designed to make you love John Cena even more and hate Daniel Bryan even more. Because Cena was saying all the right things to get his fans to love him, and Daniel Bryan was saying all the right things to get his detractors to hate him. On the flip side, if you're a Daniel Bryan fan, this promo was set up to have Daniel Bryan say all the right things to get you to cheer for him even more, and Cena saying all the things to get you to fucking hate him even more. So in that respect, the WWE accomplished what they set out to do with this promo, which doesn't happen very often with their promos nowadays. But on this account, they did a good job, in my opinion. So then you got Triple H comes out and breaks them up before they start fighting. Then Randy Orton comes out, and he just stands there and holds up the briefcase. And this is kind of like how the SummerSlam match is going to go, if you think about it. Because you're going to get, you're going to get a good match, just like you got a good promo here. And then at the end, you're going to get this gigantic atom bomb of clusterfuckery that's just going to have every single person and their brother coming out at the end of the match to overbloat and stuff the fucking shit out of it. Next up was Fandango versus R-Truth, except not really. It was like a dance-off, and once I saw that, I walked away from my TV, so I have no idea what happened. After that was the 20-man Battle Royal for the U.S. title #1 contendership. And, it's Battle Royal. It keeps, your attention because there's so many guys in the ring. And there was a good spot by Kofi, who flipped over Cesaro, who was already on the outside of the ring, and Kofi held on to Cesaro's legs to keep his own feet from touching the floor, and then got back up on the apron. That was pretty cool. In the end, it came down to RVD and Mark Henry. And Mark Henry was just plowing into RVD, who was outside of the ropes. He pulls down the rope. Mark Henry goes tumbling out. RVD wins. He's the #1 contender. Will face Dean Ambrose on the Sunday pre-show for SummerSlam. Don't really know how I feel about that. But, the place blew up when RVD won. And then the Shield came out afterwards, so Mark Henry comes back to help out RVD. And then fucking Big Show comes out. But I heard that he was coming back, so I was kind of expecting this. So it definitely looks like it's going to be Big Show and Mark Henry going for the tag titles against Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. Yeah, I don't know. That could be a good match. Reigns and Rollins would have to work their asses off, though. Mainly because of Big Show, not Mark Henry. Up next was the main event, Paul Heyman versus CM Punk. It wasn't a match, it was just a promo. It was a good promo. Heyman comes out and he says, I blame all the fans out there. WWE Universe. Because, you can't call them fans. And boy, do I want to fucking make a video about that soon. He brings out Brock Lesnar, shows a different video package of Brock Lesnar beating the shit out of CM Punk. And then he's just baiting Punk to come out to the ring. And he does, his music hits, so they move forward. He comes out from behind, grabs one of the big TV cameras, nails Brock with it, hits him with a fucking chair, dives out to the ring onto him, then proceeds to chase after Heyman, who's running up the ramp. Curtis Axel comes out. He eats a fucking GTS. Heyman runs away. And at the end of the show, you got CM Punk standing tall on the rampway, Brock Lesnar on his ass outside the ring. So they did a good job of, after having Punk get destroyed by Lesnar a couple of times, having him stand tall this time over Brock Lesnar. Did a good job to sell the pay-per-view, the match at the pay-per-view. And I would say overall, this show actually did a pretty good job of building up SummerSlam. There hasn't been a whole lot aside from Punk Lesnar that's been really good for the SummerSlam, which is weird because, and I've been saying this, the second biggest pay-per-view of the year. You got 3 hours every week to work with that everybody's watching. What the fuck are you doing? This week they finally decide to show up, but it's right before the pay-per-view. You think they would have tried harder a little bit sooner than this. Alright, so did I like this show? I mean, I liked a lot of parts of this show, but there were definitely a lot of parts that I didn't like. I gotta go 50-50 as far as entertainment goes. It's right on the level, but for me, when you got 3 hours of programming and you can only do 50-50, it just doesn't fucking cut it, man. So, this show was average, but that's it, Still kind of shitty at parts. The best part of the show for me was the Daniel Bryan, John Cena promo, because it was just fun to see Cena get fucking owned by the crowd and by Daniel Bryan, despite his usual Cena being Cena. Alright, that's it. JD Squared. 61279 with a wrestling review. I will do like a SummerSlam preview video, a predictions video later on in the week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.